So when will the US visa slots really open? In this video, I'm going to be giving you the exact dates on the basis of the data. At least I'm going to be giving you ballpark numbers which you can work with, and you will know when to pay attention most and when to monitor most. How do I have access to this data? Did a US visa officer tell me that? No, US visa officers will never reveal the exact dates. So, well, we have data of the last 5 years actually. In this video, I'm evaluating the data of actually the last 2.5, 3 years, showing you how many openings were there, what was going on, and how drastically, shockingly, the trend has changed. Stay with me. I'll even give you the embassy updates, and you'll know everything you need to know about when the dates are opening up. Give me 5 to 10 minutes of your time. So let's get started. First, we'll start with the year 2022. That's the one we're looking at, and I just want to show you when these openings happen. These are mostly the major openings that I personally recorded while we work with hundreds of students and working professionals and tourists and parents and got them these slots. So if you take a look at the table right now, what you will see is 26th March 2022. That's the first opening that I have recorded here, and 26th March 2022 was when the opening happened. The opening had dates of May 2022. As you can see in this image right over here, the kind of slots those were booked were of student visas of FMJ types. These were the ones that were opened. So when I say student visas, it means dependents also, by the way. Similarly, the next opening was very soon after that on 9th of April 2022. This opening was for August 2022, and in this opening, work visas were open. That means H1B, H4, L1, L2, these kinds of visas. The next thing that happened was very strange. Openings did not come in bulk, but minor openings happened, and what was very common and popular at that time was that these openings were happening at the 17th minutes and the 53rd minutes. It took us a while to figure it out. No one even knew about this in the market very easily. Very few people were privy to this information, but we booked almost every client slot with this information simply. And these minor openings always had slots at these exact times, so every hour we had basically 2 openings. Even if someone was upset, they needed a slot urgently, we would basically just rigorously monitor at these times and we would get them. And this was also for mostly student visas, that's FMJ types. Now while these minor openings continued, there was another opening shortly after, which was on 15th of May 2022. In this opening, the slots were for June 22, student visas again, FMJ, as you can see in this image. Next opening, very similar, just after 6 days. So you can see the amount of openings here. 21st May 2022, September 2022, visas were there. These were work and business tourism slots, both open together. That means H1B, H4, L1, L2, B1, B2, all of them were open. After that, there was another opening on 6th June 2022 for July 2022 slots, student visas, just like as you can see over here. Another one in July on 23rd July 2022, September, October slots, work visas, H1B, H4, L1, L2. So you can see there were so many openings basically, they kept on coming. It was just the case that if you're monitoring every 2-3 weeks, you would see an opening. Now, of course, this kept going on in 2022. I'm not going to complete this table simply because what I wanted to convey was the fact that there were too many openings coming in. People were missing these slots still because these openings lasted 5 to 10 minutes max to max. But the openings were there. Let's come on to the 2023 table now. And 2023 had a major shift when the new portal happened in, at the end of July, basically 31st July, they implemented the new portal, new visa portal. So they moved from a perfectly working portal to a new portal at the beginning of August. So before August, what happened, and after what happened, there's a stark difference. Take a look at the table. 2023, before August, so we had openings in Jan basically. 13th of Jan, we have one opening, and the slots were of January itself for B1, B2s, and you could easily, within the same month get your visa file and fly to the US in a couple days. 23rd February, the next opening happened. For March slots, again business and tourism, same thing. Then 4th of March, as we moved closer towards the, summer season basically, they started opening the student visa slots. So FMJ slots, April 2023 slots were open. 17th of April, same thing, April slots were open. 13th of May, June slots were open for student visas again. Alright, 18th of June, again, July, August slots were open for student visas. And finally, 21st of July 2023, where August slots were open for student visas. After that came 31st of July, old portal was removed, no one was able to use it, new portal was accessible. Now in the new portal, basically things changed. So take a look at this table, this really changes everything. Now up till now, there was abundant amount of openings. Every 2 weeks there was an opening of some visa type, right? Now what is happening is, after July 31st, imagine the first opening that we have recorded here, and trust me, we do not miss the openings. The first major opening is on 11th October 2023. That means you calculate the amount of months in between. It's insane, right? They're not opening up slots in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They're taking about almost 2.5, 3 months to open up these slots even. And what slots were opened up? Student visa slots were opened up, and these were for basically students who wanted to go in the Jan intake, spring intake. But slots were open in October. That's too early. You know that. Not every student has the I-20 and DS 2019. No problem. The next opening that happened was on 27th October. But unfortunately, this was not for students. Now, students are still left hanging, but that's okay. They opened this opening up for business and tourism visas. That means B1, B2. And the dates were of Jan, Feb 2023. That means only one opening happened for student visas in October. Next, as you may know, like I said, a lot of students did not have the I-20s, DS 2019s. Next opening happened on 17th of November 2023. This was again a major opening. And these dates were for December 2023 itself, so students could still fly out in January, which was fine. But after this point, there has been no major opening recorded. November is finished, December is finished, Jan is finished, February is finished, we're in March. Imagine that. No major opening since then. It is insane. The openings always happened in 2-3 weeks max to max. So students, working professionals, whoever it was, essentially, we would be able to get them these slots quite early. Now we are solely dependent on minor openings, which do happen randomly. 1 or 2 slots may show up in some random consulates, but how many of these really happen, right? It's very limited. So at the end of the day, what I'm really trying to tell you is after July 31st, the portal has changed, and this is a major disadvantage because first the portal was not functional properly. There were so many errors on it. Now they've reduced the errors. That's fine, but at the end of the day, they are not opening up slots enough. Just 1 or 2 openings for students, and these students really have to go ahead in multiple terms. There's the summer term. What happened about the summer term? Are they solely dependent on minor openings? The answer is yes. As per the embassy, they are very, very limited. Again, so these things are happening. My advice to you for fall 2024 is that you do not delay anything. You don't delay it. Start as early as possible. Start right now. Many students can even start and even book in many cases their visa slot even without the I-20 or DS 2019. Yes, it's possible. But then start. Alright. And also take a look at this notification from the embassy, which tells you clearly that they only will be doing these openings, especially for students, twice a year. And business and tourism, it's been very limited again. H1B, H4s, they're fine. Some visa slots are there, but they're really limiting students and tourists. So take a look at this video.
Major student visa season will take place between mid-May and August, and we'll actually have a second student visa season between mid-November through early January. Now, outside of those 2 seasons, slots are limited.
Now, as you saw, the embassy has themselves mentioned this to you, that there are very limited slots outside of these 2 seasons. And even in these 2 seasons, I can tell you they will only do 1 or 2 openings. Don't miss them. Don't take a risk with that. Alright? If you know you cannot monitor 24/7, get help. And if you know that you can monitor with your friends, good enough. Start right now. Don't delay it. Alright? And know that if you need help, you can always reach out to me on my WhatsApp number, which is available in the description. Follow me on Instagram because I'll be updating you when the openings happen. If major openings happen on all of these dates, by the way, I had stories put out for students. Yes, we will, of course, prefer our clients first, so we always start working on their case first, but then as soon as I get the time, I update you guys. And of course, if you want to work directly one-on-one with me, I can take on your case, your wife's case, your husband's case, whoever it is, whether it's a work visa, student visa, any non-immigrant visa. You can take a look at the visa application help, where we'll be able to directly support you not only in slot booking but end-to-end getting you the visa in your hands. I hope that this video helps. Share it with the people who need to know. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content. There's a lot of research that went into it. And thank you so much for watching this. Goodbye and take care until the next one.